everybody, this is Ken from Right From Wrong. Thought I would do this video from my couch because this is where I do some of my research. This is where I do some of my writing. And for the theme of this video, it's going to be other YouTube channels that can help you with your screenwriting. And I've used all of these channels. I still watch them regularly. So I'd like to share them with you, and let's get started. Probably my favorite, or at least most watched, has been the most helpful over the years since I started screenwriting again in 2019. Film Courage. I think they've got great videos. They talk about a variety of different subjects. They interview a lot of great experienced filmmakers. I particularly like the writers, but listening to the other filmmakers, sometimes directors, sometimes producers, actors, you get different perspectives, you learn something new. I'm a big fan of that channel. I would say check them out. Another one of my favorites that I watch regularly and that posts regularly is Big Red Stripe over there with Jacob. He's got some great videos that they've been helpful over the years. Maybe even one of the main influences for me to start my own channel. I like the way he organizes his thoughts and puts the videos together. I think it's a really good channel. They talk about a variety of things. He's got good script examples where people send in scripts and he'll go through them and recommend or use them as examples. But yeah, Big Red Stripe. I'll put the links to all of these in the descriptions of the video if you want to go check them out. Another one of my favorite channels that posts regularly is Lee Jessup. She's a career coach for screenwriters. She posts usually pretty short videos, but they give you a snapshot of what's going on in the business. I like listening to her describe, what's going on. One minute it might be TV pilots are dead. The next minute, they're making a comeback, something like that. So it's good to hear that from an industry insider. Yeah, that's where I get a lot of my news for what's going on. She also gives updates on screenwriting contest deadlines, which comes in handy because I keep track of a bunch myself through spreadsheets and on notes on my phone. But sometimes you're not thinking about that. I'm thinking about writing. I'm thinking about this channel. I'm thinking about other life things. And I let deadlines slip away a little bit. But watching her channel and getting updates regularly, it's a good way to remind you, what's coming up and what's going on in the industry. Another one that I watch, doesn't seem like they post as often, but they still got some really great videos, and that's Studio Binder. They show, different aspects of movie making, not just writing. It could be special effects, it could be acting, lighting, framing, and all of it's very interesting. I recommend checking out Studio Binder. Might not be specific for a writer, but just like writers can benefit from acting classes or getting on a set, I think knowing these things, just having that knowledge of how filmmaking works, it definitely helps. It definitely informs your writing. So it's better to have too much knowledge than not enough. So I would check out Studio Binder. These aren't necessarily in order of, personal favorite or whatever, maybe just in order of how often I watch them. But the next one is Screenwriter NGD. I don't get as many updates from them as I do some of the ones I've mentioned so far, but when I went back in preparation for this video and looked at some of their stuff they've posted, they've got some really great videos, so I do recommend them. They are on my list. I do get updates when they post. Again, it's Screenwriter NGD. If I'm not mistaken, they are the ones that will have industry professionals try to guess if a screenplay is an amateur or from a professional, and then you can kind of watch and see why they think that page 1 or 2 is a professional or amateur, and see if you're doing those same things. Because everybody wants to be viewed as a professional, but it's funny how we assume certain things are amateur or certain things are professional when the people in the industry may or may not agree with those. So I would recommend checking it out. It's Screenwriter NGD. And next up is Outstanding Screenplays. Again, they have great videos about screenplays. Again, a little further down my list, so I don't have as much details. I don't see them as much popping up on my playlist. But again, I went back and looked at them, and they've got great stuff. They've had great stuff for years. I would definitely check out Outstanding Screenplays. Yeah, sorry, I'm a little distracted. I've got, there he is. That's my cat. He keeps me company while I'm writing. One more recommendation. I haven't seen him posted in a long time. I don't know if he went to a different platform or something, but that's Tucker Burrell. Tucker, B-E-R-L-E, Tucker Burrell. He has some pretty good videos on there. I don't think he's posted in months. I don't know if he went to a different platform or if something happened. I hope he's okay. But he's got some really good videos, decent production value as well, about, writer's block and, different aspects of screenwriting. I would recommend checking him out and the videos he's posted. I hope he does continue posting in the future, but if not, he's got a decent catalog of videos to go back that you can use as resources and references. And I've got two bonus recommendations for YouTube channels, not particularly specifically for writers, but with creating art, being an artist. Again, I've said it before, I have a hard time considering myself an artist, but we're definitely artistic, we're definitely creatives. So these two channels are creatives that I like following because I think their advice when it comes to art can also be applied to us as writers. The first one is duo Raffi and Klee. I don't know if you're familiar with them. They are artists. I believe they do sculptures, all sorts of things. I think they're based out of Pennsylvania, if I remember correctly. I really like their channel and how they talk about art and the creative process, because it really does apply to writers as well, not just artists. And sometimes when you need that like pep talk or a little, I don't know, a little extra motivation, and that you're not alone in this, that there is a community of creatives out there that help us, we can help each other get through challenges, and having them around and listening to some of their videos and some of their streams, I highly recommend them. Again, it's Raffi, R-A-F-I, and Klee, K-L-E-E. I'll try to put the links down below if I remember. Again, like Raffi and Klee, this video is not, this channel is not specifically about writers, but about artists, and I like his videos. Shadow Artiste, I believe he's Canadian, but currently living in Asia. Again, it's like a no-nonsense. He seems to be going all out, trying to live the life as a full-time artist. He's moved, he's changed countries, like the challenges. It just seems real. I don't know how else to put it. I highly recommend him, just because even if you're not the same mentality, like I feel like me and him would not be friends necessarily. Like I feel like we're very different people, but as an artist, you see the struggle, you see the challenges and the sacrifices that people make when they want to become an artist, when a full-time, creative. And I respect that a lot, and I like watching his videos. They seem very real, down to earth. You feel the effort. At least I do. At least I that's the impression I get. And I would recommend checking him out. See if he's your cup of tea. See if his motivation rubs off on you, because he does have a certain energy about him, and you just kind of want to follow his story and hope you could take some lessons from it. All right, so that is 10 channels, I believe, if I counted correctly. These are channels that I personally watch regularly, sometimes on this very couch, sometimes from my phone, sometimes from my phone on this very couch. But I find them very motivational at times, very informational at times, and just, to show that there's creatives out there and people that are dealing with the same challenges and goals that you are, and it helps you feel a little less alone, while also, providing help. There are specific videos about specific problems, writer's block, act 2 problems, act 3 problems, creating a protagonist, creating an antagonist. Like, a lot of these channels have dealt with those issues, and it's really cool to see their different takes on it and see what you can apply to your own writing. So that's it. I'm gonna keep it a little short today. Enjoy this wonderful couch. All right, well, have a great day. See you next time.